Hello and welcome back to Bump Love, where we engage in heartfelt conversations about motherhood, womanhood, and parenthood. I'm Manuela Mulondo, and today we're delving into motherhood after 40. We're exploring the myths, the realities, the possibilities that come with this journey. Now, joining me on the show are my co-hosts, Barbara Ishumar, a seasoned entrepreneur and mother who has first-hand experience navigating motherhood at 40. And she's also the managing director of Tell It Events. And she brings a wealth of knowledge on balancing professional and personal life. Right next to me is Olivia Biamera. She has a diverse career in media, in customer experience, in sales. She's currently serving as a relationship manager at Jubilee Life Insurance Uganda. She serves also as an MC and a blogger. And we also call her Husky. We're also honored to have Dr. Muhumuza, a distinguished gynecologist and a fertility expert with over 12 years of experience in women's health, practicing at Roswell Women's and Children's Hospital in Nakasero, right? Kampala. Yes. Welcome to the show. He specializes in fertility treatments, and he provides a lot of insight on fertility, right?
Yes,
absolutely. Yes. So now, before we dive into this important conversation, I would like to ask you to like, comment, subscribe to Bump Love if this is something that you'd be interested in finding out. Now, how are you doing? How was your week? You're like that intro.
Yeah. We're still recovering from it. It was amazing. I'm like, who are we talking about?
Who are we talking about? You're like, is that me?
Yeah, you forgot to say I'm a dancer.
Oh my,
it's because I dance better than you.
And we used to
dance more than I dance better than all of you. I had a feeling that's why you left it out, but it's fine.
Oh gosh, but I dance better than all of you. We're about to show us anyway.
No, we used to do shows like where they would say, I foresee, then they come and dance.
Come on.
Then Kif Ministries, then we come and dance. Then we would be like, so what strokes were those they did? So welcome to the show.
Thank
you so much for coming. How was your week?
What's the word? Eventful.
Okay. Says the event manager.
Right?
No, I don't know. Every time I say it, you sort of, anyway. Yeah, it was eventful. We had to set ourselves ready for this show, and it took quite a bit. I traveled with the baby to go for a prayer conference, and it was a wonderful experience.
Yes, it was.
Wonderful, It was well worth it.
Yeah.
That's how our week was.
Yeah. Okay. Doctor?
A very interesting week. Very interesting. Starting on a good note, I got to deliver 2 sets of twins.
Yes.
2 sets. Wow.
Quite interesting. And,
wow.
The week was going on well until we flooded recently.
I tell you.
But that wasn't a pitch one.
The
but
rainy
above all,
season.
a good one.
I think for a fertility doctor, every time you deliver twins, it is fruitful. That is real fruit now.
The
Double.
joy is it's just so fulfilling.
Yes, it's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
Aww. That's so nice.
It's really nice.
2 sets of twins. So Olivia,
sets.
would you like twins?
We were talking about my week. I think let's stick with my week. Because if you're talking about 2 sets of twins, no, I'm good. I'm really good. 2 sets,
no.
No.
Okay.
I will leave it to the one with the experience because she hasn't yet written a book, a manual for me to follow.
They're praying for you twins, Barbara.
Yeah.
Do you see how even as I'm talking, I just want to look at the doctor like I'm talking while looking this side because his week may catch me. I don't want his week.
Earlier, I told her he has gifted hands. Just ask for 4 babies. He might shake your hand and then suddenly blessings follow. So your husband will be like, we're going to do this thing. So Barbara, Barbara was like, I need to sit far away from the doctor.
He was holding the baby and I said, how do I receive my child back
without
our hands making contact? Because no.
2 sets of twins, anybody? No? Manuela?
For Bianca.
He has said we're all good candidates.
Obviously.
Doctor, Anyway, maybe that's why that show is very important for us to get.
Yeah.
Pregnancy after 40. How was your week, Amelia?
My week was
husky.
My week was husky. I'll take it. I'll take it. I work with young people, so my week is usually very exciting and so busy.
Yeah.
Yes, halfway I have to remember how old I am, and I'm like, let's slow it down because I'm panting. I'm tired. And I'm running around with 24-year-olds, 16. I'm like, hey, slow down. But it's exciting. They give me life. So, and then I have 2 lovely babies who are also equally energetic. So, wow, it's full of let's fight, tantrum, let's talk. Mama is my best friend. And then at work, there's also a mix of that. You know, you spend most of your time at work.
At work, yeah.
So it is, let's listen to a bit of your personal story. Now let's do the work. So life is lifing, so to speak. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Personally, my week was in a place where I'm getting ready for this conference. It's taken like, you know, when you think you are young and energetic.
See, I told you. I told you.
So that's why I felt like I related so much with that. That there's so many things that you desire to do as a young lady, as a young girl, and you keep postponing, like, I'll do it then, I will do it then, I will do later when I've got money. Then when you reach there, you're too tired.
But you have the money.
For it. Yes, but you have the money, but now you're too exhausted, and you know, so I think that one of the things that I'm learning, and of course for this conference I'm working with young ladies. I always work with the older ladies. We go away for the annual personal planning getaway, but for this conference we're working with kind of like the younger ladies. And I remember meeting one who said to me today, she said, oh my gosh, I'm coming for Dominate. It's just the day before my birthday.
Pressure.
And she's like, I'm giving it to myself as a present. So I go like, so how old are you? How old are you turning?
21.
Why did you ask? Why did you ask
yourself, when was I like
21? When I was their age, the thought of having a child was just like, oh my gosh, I'll just have a bouncy baby girl. I'll go to a nice gynecologist who will tell me that, oh my God. And in your mind, the gynecologist will be there on time. He will birth the baby.
And he will spend 20 minutes in labor.
You know, just with you.
And shopping will be exciting.
He will ride your back and encourage you.
Exactly. Only to get there.
Wow.
And things are a bit different.
A bit?
Life, a lot different. A lot different. And that's kind of the conversation that I want us to get into. Pregnancy and birth. But I would like to talk about it after 40, because many times we know before 40, but what happens after 40, and what are some of the insights that those of us that are getting pregnant before 40 might want to find out in there right now. So just in case you want to change your mind. Anyway, that said, the phenomenon of having children in your 40s is something that has now become almost more frequent.
Yeah.
If I can say that. Why do you think the change? Because now women would rather not give birth when they are younger. They now want to give birth when they are older, or at least a certain generation. What are your thoughts on that reality? Should we start with the doctor? Is it what you're seeing?
Yes, definitely. It's the shift I'm seeing, and personally I like it, because I think norms have changed. Traditionally, it was that let a woman give birth and look after home. But now things are different. Women want to chase their careers. They want also to put themselves in a better financial status. And definitely they may not do this in their 25 years. So it takes time. So you find that they are achieving that when they are hitting their 40s. And then the other thing, also there's a little bit of advancement in technology. These days we have assisted reproductive technologies. They have brought so many different things, from egg freezing to embryo freezing. So this woman can freeze her eggs for 10 years.
It wasn't just the movies.
No, it's not the movies. Things are happening, and we are doing it. So she can freeze her eggs 8 years, 10 years later, she comes back and the eggs are still the same.
Ready to go.
Ready
Good
to
quality.
go.
Wow.
Good quality eggs. So things are a little bit different. So personally, I feel it gives the women the chance, more options to plan on when to conceive. I feel like conceiving shouldn't be a community forced decision. It should be a personal decision, and this should be taken by the lady. When she's ready, let her conceive.
Yeah. Indeed, it's true that women, because you're the one who carries, you are the one who actually determines when or if, in terms of, I mean, the man is going to just come to have a good time.
Yeah.
But you as a woman, you're the one who says, no, you'll wear a condom. You know, no, I'll be having, what do they call it, family planning at this time. So usually you find that it is a woman who then decides whether or not she's having babies.
Yeah.
I feel like that reality though is hitting us who have been there, or let's say if you're in that age bracket, suddenly you're thinking, I should have done this the other way around. But when you're younger, you're thinking, let me have my children and then focus on other things until it hits you that after you have them, there's no other things to actually focus on. You're going to focus on them until
They are the other things.
They are the other things, right? So for us, it's a whole different reality. So then how, I don't know, I'm thinking the younger people seem to have it different.
Yeah.
Like what Manuela said, they seem to have time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The young people seem to have time, and if you look at, I will emphasize mostly on the ladies. The truth is, age is not just a number.
It's not.
When it comes to a woman.
When it comes
So the
to
pressure
biology,
is real?
I don't even
Wow.
for men. When it comes to biology,
What's a way to
you
console us?
cannot fight it.
Not just a number.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different on our side, because the truth is, the fact is, the women, you're born with a specific number of eggs.
Oh.
By the time you're born, you just have 1 million eggs in you. By the time you're hitting your puberty, of these 1 million, almost 700 have gone.
So my Bianca, their eggs are going.
700 have left the group.
They are going. So you're left with about 300,000.
Oh my goodness.
So and this number keeps coming down. So the truth of the matter is, by the time you're hitting 40, the numbers are really down. You're almost in 25,000 eggs. Okay?
But I don't even see why you guys are
feel a bit
stressing.
of stress.
Let's use all the 25,000. Like really?
Well,
It's
look.
cool we came from 1 million.
Do you
No.
understand?
These are things that's how our life becomes stressful. You become stressed about things that are not even going to bother you. Even if the doctor said we remained with 100, are you going to use 100 eggs?
No, but Barbara, you know that thing where they say like the man has a lot of sperm but just one
Can
If a man has 5 million, what do they all do
like,
when we
so the rest
just
were
need
wasted,
one?
as in?
Need one.
No, it's
Wow.
probability. And
No, the other
Some people may choose to look at it as, no, it's just 9 months and all, but after you've had the child, it's a lifetime decision. So more women are thinking about the choice, the timing, or really if I'm going to have the child. I've met women who are like, no, I'm not going to have children. And they've made the choice. It's not anymore about the society has decided, my husband has decided. People would have children to hold relationships and say, let me have the child so that they don't leave me. But we have more independence now, more choice, but even trust in science.
Yes.
We now know that even at 40,
There is an option.
there's an option. So I can be helped and something can happen. But we're also choosing ourselves more as women. We're choosing to advance our careers. We're choosing to do ourselves, to do things that make us happy, to improve ourselves, to study. So by the time somebody in her 40s has a child, they've decided. And they will love the child, they will love themselves through the process, and they will have time and resources for the child. So I think that all those are affecting more women having children. Yes.
I've seen women come in sometimes in my consultation room. A young lady, maybe she's 25, she has just been diagnosed with fibroids, and she has been advised to conceive.
Yes, I've had that.
Always.
I've had that. Yes.
As a
All
way
the
of
time.
treating fibroids. But usually personally I tell them it's a big decision.
Yes.
Conceiving
25.
shouldn't be an option to treatment.
To
of your
treatment.
fibroids.
Yeah.
Conceive when it is right.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I agree with us. I feel like with the information age, women are more aware of the realities of life. Many women have had babies with the wrong men.
Yeah.
They've entered marriages before they are ready. They've entered wrong marriages because of fibroids.
Yeah.
They have to now give birth. And so it's such a risk. I've been feeling a lot for when it comes to women, this decision to give birth later has been a thing about what they've seen, especially in this information age.
Yeah.
When they see women struggling like in marriage, in raising children, they're just like,
Single moms.
single motherhood, divorce rates are high.
The 6 a.m. drop off at school.
6 a.m. drop off at school.
In the rain,
They
hospital
hear the
runs.
mental health the problems that moms are going through.
Yes.
Postpartum, because of this information. Because before, our moms and their mothers,
They made it look easy.
They made it look easy, but they were suffering inside.
Yeah.
They were quietly there in the back of their rooms raising children, and yet they were broken.
And there were many.
And so now people are aware that this thing is it's not a teddy bear.
No.
It's not a doll. It's not practice.
Yeah.
This is a real life. I feel like people are now, because of this information age, they're seeing the end of children for many children, and therefore the responsibility that comes with children. Women are burying children who are in alcoholism. They're burying children who are in, like children are making certain decisions, and now people are asking themselves, whoa, hold up. Am I truly ready to raise someone else, yet even me?
I still need
I have
raising.
I still need some crazy. I'm not 100% there. I'm needing healing from my own parents. I'm needing healing from my own childhood and from my home. Then I go and bring somebody else. So I feel for me, this information age has made people just a bit more cautious. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's another thing that holds certain women back. For example, that makes them have children earlier, okay? Which is the risks of giving birth at 40 and above. Because it has been told to us that the eggs are, what did you say?
At 40 we are
They're getting,
Well,
they have
25,000, they are fewer.
Yes, put
The
a number to
quality
each
has
number.
gone
Now with
down.
the number, you're going to keep marking. Now I think I have 10K left. 5K to go.
You keep reducing.
Doctor, first count, how many are they now? I think I have 2K left.
Exactly.
You only need five eggs.
You just need 5 eggs. So, but that said, what are some of the myths? Yeah, what are some of the myths that have been surrounding risks of giving birth after 40? That maybe should not be. They're just myths, and that's just what they are.
So personally, I think the first myth is people think that you cannot conceive naturally when you're at 40 and above.
Yep.
But that's not true.
Yeah.
You can conceive at 40 naturally, even without assistance. You can even conceive at 45.
There's somebody there next to you. She was, no, doctor, I have to tell you this story.
I look forward to it.
We had gone for, let me tell you this story. We had gone to pray at a conference. She kept going in, out, in, out. I'm like, we are praying.
We are praying. She's exiting the demons one at a time.
Coming back, exiting. I'm like,
Bathroom.
I told her, wow. I was like,
I told her, man, let me tell you.
I cannot.
I even had to remind. I said, you know my age. Then I told her it's just hot in the room,
Right.
and I'm drinking a lot of
Right.
water.
Yeah.
Hydration.
Yeah, hydration. I looked at her, I said, you know, where you? She's like, Manuela, this
like,
age.
me here.
The day she had to tell me, she sent me some long message, you know, I'm almost embarrassed, but let me hurry up, I'm pregnant.
Manuela had told me. She didn't finish her story. She said, and if you're pregnant, I'm going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
So every time I wanted to tell her, I'd say, this chick is going to laugh at me. I'm like, no. I told her, I think like after weeks had passed, I'm like, you know, Manuela, let me just tell you. But Bambi, when I told her, she said, Bambi, I can't laugh at you.
She should have said congratulations.
I don't even know if I said congratulations.
By then, we were
Like, you're not sure whether to say kongs
no,
or
we were
oh my
all
god.
shocked. No, there was no kongs there.
But
But yeah.
We were spitting.
No, I was just going to the bath. I was using the bathroom. So you know that stage of when you're using the bathroom a lot. But I also drink a lot of water.
Okay.
So I thought, genuinely,
Stanley Cup holders.
let me tell you guys, I really thought it was the water.
Wow.
The room was hot. We were about 1,000 people in a room. So it was hot. The AC wasn't working. So I kept drinking water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes. So it's very possible. 45, you can conceive. The truth is, we've talked about the eggs, but women are born with different reserves.
Yeah.
You may find Manuela has so much
50K.
that she can conceive even at 48. Wow. Barbara has conceived at 45.
Yeah.
It's not the same for every woman. Others start struggling as early as 35. So it really depends on how much reserve you have at that point and how much is normal. So you can conceive at 45 or even 40. But it may not be as straightforward as it would have been as the young person. There is something we call fecundability. If I am to define it, it's the probability of conceiving in one menstrual cycle.
Okay.
If everything is okay. So if you get 10 couples and they are very fine young age, and you say, try and conceive this month. Of those 10 couples, only 2 will conceive. So the fecundability is about 20% at that younger age. So it keeps decreasing as you grow older. By the time you're 40, the truth is the probability of conceiving in 1 month has gone down to 45 to about 5%.
Yeah. Okay.
So it may not be as straightforward as it would have been, but with your 5%, you can still conceive. We have a 5%. Yes, so you can conceive.
There's a clear picture
Yes.
over here.
Yeah, I think that's one of the means.
Yeah.
The other one is conceiving above 40. I'm still talking about the eggs really. Chances are that most of your eggs really may not be so good. So the risks come in. You start with the risk of a miscarriage early on in the pregnancy, and the risk of also having these malformations, congenital abnormalities.
Okay.
But is that a myth or a fact?
That is a fact.
Okay.
Awesome.
That is a big fact.
Yeah.
So the congenital abnormalities also come in.
Yeah.
Things like Down syndrome.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is we are able to screen these things as early as possible.
Oh.
Yes.
Science.
As
Technology.
possible, yes. So even with a scan, a simple scan,
Yeah.
at 12 weeks, is able to tell that this baby is okay or something
Went wrong.
So the other part really with conceiving above 40, I'm sure, Barbara, I'm sure your Aunt Nent was a little bit aggressive.
Very.
Yes.
A little bit is to my it was aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, share with us, I think.
Let me first share 2 myths. Before the stories of
Yes.
myths you're talking about. My sister is a PID.
Okay.
And she is dealing with, she is specifically now dealing with children with special needs. So one time a lady goes into her office and, with a child with Down syndrome, and she's in her 40s. So I get a distress phone call from my sister, and she said, promise me you'll not have another child, Barbara. So I'm like, out of the blue, it's a random afternoon. What is your problem? She said, a lady just walked into my office and her child has Down syndrome. And Barbara, it's a very painful situation we're dealing with now, which if she hadn't had the child now, we wouldn't have to deal with it. The mother is in so much pain, Barbara. She said, promise me. I tell you, when I got pregnant, I feared to call my sister.
Yeah.
I think I told her when I was almost 4 months.
Wow.
And she said, why didn't you tell me? But because I knew the minute I would tell her, she's going to panic.
Yeah.
Being a doctor, and she deals with special needs. Yes. So that's all she sees.
Yeah.
What are the, she sees normal children, but most of the children she sees. Yeah. Yes. So it's not really a myth. People have seen it. Yeah. Then the other was about my antenatal. Every time I went in, the doctor did a scan. Guys, you know that's not normal in antenatal.
That's hectic.
I don't know. I think I have like a file of scans.
A box file.
Every time I came, he'd say, first go, I want to see what's happening inside there. I go then and then, okay. You come back, says, first go, I want to see what's, like every time I came, he wanted to see what is happening there. And of course there was blood sugar tests, high blood pressure. Like we did so many tests. It was really aggressive. With my 2 other children, it was really laid back. Yeah, so yes, it's very aggressive. Yeah.
Because personally, we normally characterize it as, we call it actually a high-risk pregnancy. A pregnancy above 40. Risk of miscarriages, risk of pregnancy complications, gestational diabetes, high blood pressure. You've heard of preeclampsia.
Yes.
Even the delivery itself sometimes may not be straightforward.
Yes, actually my doctor is one of those who are hard to get hold of because he's extremely busy as a consultant. But every time I sent a WhatsApp, Paka one time he said, you know, Barbara, every time you send me a WhatsApp, my heart skips a beat. So please send me only
when you have to.
When it is urgent. And then don't call me like, you call just to ask, what time will you be? Says, don't call me what time I'm going to be there. Ask the hospital. Because Barbara, when I see your calls,
I get worried.
Chaka will be asking, today, will you be there by 11 today? It's like, please don't call me. Don't. Call the hospital. They will tell me what time you'll be there.
Yes. Yeah. It's really a tough antenatal to monitor a mother above 40.
Yeah.
It basically stays on your mind as a doctor. You're wondering what's happening this time. Even if the tests are coming out very fine, it still keeps at the back of your mind.
Any myths?
I'm wondering.
Risks?
So we are wondering, okay, he first excited me about you can freeze your eggs, you can do this, you can do that. Now I'm like, so what happens to those eggs that are outside my body? Are they also going to go through the same exact thing? Yeah, because in my mind,
they degenerate.
You froze them at 25.
Now 20 years later, are they still 25-year-old eggs? Or they are now 45?
So I don't know. I'm confused about what's going on there. It's a whole movie in my head.
It's a whole movie in your head. So I will try to explain it. It has a little bit of science, but let me try and simplify it.
Yeah.
So these eggs that are made, the 1 million, they are stuck in one phase. It's called the first phase. Okay. If you did your biology, you remember meiosis somewhere.
Introduction to biology. I remember the green system.
We didn't like the biology teacher.
So they are stuck in that stage. So it's when you start ovulating that they complete the meiosis 2. The meiosis 2 are like the mature egg. So when you come to us for egg freezing, what we do is we stimulate you, give you some injections. Because ideally, your body alone every month will only recruit like 1 or 2 eggs.
So
yes.
it's not as obvious as remove keep.
No, it's not remove keep.
Hey, they can only remove 1 or 2.
That's what I'm
You can't be in the hospital and say remove 15. Now on the bed, you're like, doctor, remove 15.
You can remove 15.
You can remove 15.
But not naturally.
But not naturally.
Yes.
So the 15 have to come with a little bit of help.
Which is the stimulation.
Which is the stimulation.
Okay.
So we stimulate you, we monitor them grow, size and everything. When they are mature, we pick them. So we shall pick like maybe 18 or 20 eggs at 25 years. But still, even at that 25 years, all those eggs, not all of them are good. Yes, so of the 20, you'll find that 15 are good.
Oh, not so bad. I thought you were going to say 5.
Yeah, so it is
Because the way his numbers.
so it is the 15 that will be kept. Yeah. So eventually when you come back for them, they have been frozen. They're still in that same state. You just wake them up, fertilize them with sperm, get that baby, and transfer.
Then we deal with the pregnancy
Then we deal with
dynamics,
the pregnancy.
which will still be the same. We're back to
Oh yeah,
Baba's
biology is
story.
biology.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it will always get at you.
I have a friend who had twins after 40. She even had to quit her job because she's like, I had to pick between my children and the job.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, how hectic is this thing? Am I sure I want to do this? Because stress was not part of a thing that she should be going through.
Yeah.
So any sort of stress it is, pressure is going up. What are we expecting next? What's coming next? Is she okay? Like we would even try not to annoy her because we're like,
What
we really
if?
want to see our twins.
Yeah.
Let's not. So I'm thinking, should I go through that pressure? Also, I'm asking because I'm about to hit 40.
It is. Are you still thinking of having babies?
So here's the thing. Now,
Or
see,
is that a question that people should not ask?
I was hoping that this thing would not come up. Like we just sail through this
Okay.
conversation,
But then
but now
here
here
it
we
is.
are.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
So, well, there are women like me. So you've lost your husband, and everyone keeps asking, so are you going to get married again?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, that wouldn't be such a bad idea. But then every guy comes like with their dreams. I'm thinking, I see 3 kids. I'm like, yo, from where? You don't see yourself like 3 times in the neighborhood shopping from. Are they like somewhere? I would love to see them also. But I'm thinking, I don't think you understand what you're talking about. I'm 37. Now you want to date me for 2 years? And then I pop like 4 babies from which body? Because also I can't come to Dr. Muhumuza here and I'd be like,
I want 4 at once.
Oh, that's possible.
look, I'm doing something. I didn't imagine, no. Because I'm thinking, I'm raising 2 who are 2 years apart and I'm like, they're like twins.
Yeah.
Now you want to give me 4. I'm thinking, who are we dressing up first? Do I tie them to a pole in the house somewhere?
What if they're identical? But I'd like
even
Dr.
worse.
Muhumuza to give us, because when you talked about the myths and the what and what, shed light. Okay, give some hope. Give some green. green
okay.
Because you see,
you can have normal babies. But give some hope.
That's what I think for me makes these risks, some of these risks, myths.
Yes.
Not all women have children with birth defects because they've given birth.
Yeah.
Not all of them have
difficult pregnancies.
difficult pregnancies. Because I remember telling actually Barbara, I said, Barbara, you know, it's interesting that I feel that your pregnancy journey after 40 was better than my pregnancy journey because there's no way I could have recorded Bump Love when I'm pregnant. I remember it so well. I was so sick. Not that you weren't sick. You were sick. But
I was able
we
to
women,
sit through
you could sit through. You could say, okay, stop there. But people have this. While it's a risk, it's a myth that all. And I'm glad that you, as a doctor, you can speak into
So
that.
More to the negatives.
So not all the children really have those complications. Like Barbara, I've seen the baby, very healthy. So the risks are there. It's just something that you have to know and keep it at the back of your mind. Have your antenatal done.
Yes.
Let all these risks be checked.
Yes.
And it's not like every pregnancy will get into Down syndrome. But it's a fact, the risk is there.
Yes.
But follow your antenatal.
I think
Do more.
do more.
Do more.
On my side also, I need to carry my weight, so to speak.
Carry your
Not
weight.
a single. You see
Take
me
your,
here.
take your
Be okay.
pre-napals, be serious about
Yeah.
that. When the doctor gives you medication, when the doctor says sit at home, sit. When they say,
So
they take a back seat on so many things that you could.
So like if Manuela here had twins, she can't start behaving like when she had Blake.
No.
Where's your first friend?
It's good I stopped at Manuela and twins. That's where the
Congo and
when
you
I
yes. So you've got to pull your weight.
You're
You've
not
got
40.
to pray. harder
Yeah,
than
that's
a
what
20-year-old.
That prayer is really critical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel these days actually, the women actually have a choice, because you can actually tell in terms of how much ovarian reserve you have, how much egg is left, what is the quality of it. You don't have to be shocked.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is a simple test. It is a blood test. You run to...
It's a blood test.
It's a blood test.
I can't believe this. I thought it was big.
Telling me to
Why did my legs are bent?
Me, I think you want first remove one, check it, and then tell
They'll
you.
be like, no, the one we got is dead. Let's try again. Wow.
So it's as simple as a blood test.
It's
That's
as
really
simple as a
good.
blood test.
Yeah.
It's something called anti-Mullerian hormone, AMH. It tells you how much you have, how much is left. It basically helps you to plan.
Yeah.
In case you need to dive in quick, in case it is still very good, it gives you time.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised that you've run out of things.
In this day and age.
Yeah.
Don't be
It's not
surprised.
okay.
Yeah.
It has just reminded me of my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Thank you.
You're so worried that you're now 40. Like now imagine Barbara worried at 40. Yet she 45, she would be having.
Conceiving.
You understand what I mean? She would be conceiving.
Right.
I don't know about myself. 48 and you gave me 40. You gave me twins at 48. Hey, doctor. Again. I see that and I understand that, but I wanted to ask, are there some miracles? Like, have you witnessed miracles? Because I know there is a place where humans will stop.
It's true.
Like, as a doctor,
This is impossible.
This is the best I can
possible.
do.
This is the best. Go home
And love your husband.
your nieces
Okay.
and nephews.
Yeah, that too.
But
Rich auntie.
after here,
It's okay.
it's okay. But have you seen some miracles?
I've seen miracles. Personally, the highest miracle I've seen was 48 years. Natural conception.
Natural.
Natural
Natural.
conception.
Wow.
Yes. Natural conception. No help, no nothing.
This is very scary news for me. But
Yes. So it
Why
can
though?
She
still has some 3 years.
and then the doctor is here saying it can still happen to you, Barbara.
Why is it scary when Sarah was 90? Have you thought about that?
Doctor, please.
Yes. So miracles happen.
Oh, man.
But there's the other truth we need to look at. Okay. Usually, when menopause has really set in, menopause is like permanent cessation of both the menstrual cycle and also the ovarian cycle. So the ovaries shut down. We are talking menopause.
Yeah.
Menopause really it's complete shutdown. So when menopause has set in, there is the other part of conception that comes in. Initially, if I would give an example, when someone had kidney failure, it was dialysis, dialysis fails, death. Apart from dialysis, we didn't have any transplant. It was, if dialysis is not working, it's end time. Same thing with heart failure. Heart failure, manage heart failure, eventually it gives up. But these days, things have come in. There's kidney transplant, there's even a heart transplant. So the same way we do a kidney transplant, the same way someone donates a kidney, someone can also start a family with a donated egg.
Oh, I thought he was going to say
say
uterus. But you see the human brain, always go to extremes.
No, but you was talking organ donations.
An egg is an organ.
You blame us.
Yes. So someone can donate an egg and you can start your family with a donated egg. Sometimes that is an option. It's the only option for some couples, especially when menopause has set in. There are treatments that have come up. There are treatments, what we call something like ovarian rejuvenation. It is new treatment. It basically aims at stimulating your ovaries again to try and see if new eggs can come up. Yes. It works for some, but it doesn't work for everyone.
But it's worth a try.
You know, we were hearing this statement. All of us think that everything that was created, we know it. But imagine doctors said, we are born with 1 million, it's finished. But now they're like, by the
We
way,
can stimulate the ovary.
Science.
Let's see. Let's see.
it's not finished yet.
Yes.
Science is coming up.
Yeah.
So it's when these other treatments that really fail that you say, okay, let's use donor eggs. Donor eggs are usually fresh eggs.
So the ones I froze, remember, like earlier?
Yes.
I could just decide to
Donate.
donate.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's nice.
interesting.
And make some side cash.
It comes true. It comes
Same way people donate blood.
I've seen those jokes of Mr. Kidney, of someone having like a screenshot of Mr. Kidney, then the person has said, let's meet on Saturday. That thing that you're going to donate is the one going to buy.
Wow. So there's that other option.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
personally, I think childbearing is still ongoing because even at 60, I'm sure you've seen those
I have a
stories.
friend who had twins at 51, and they're very healthy boys.
Even at 60, you can consider.
No, don't even. I think you need to, doctor needs to be the one patting Barbara.
Barbara,
Don't do it.
how have I entered this conversation?
But talking about 60, one of the major changes women go through with giving birth is changes in their bodies. Well, not just I guess their bodies, even their mental health, everything about them, everything is, when pregnancy comes, it comes to take over.
different ballgame.
You feel like you have an alien has taken over your body, which
really do.
which indeed
really
has literally happened.
Yeah.
What does this look like for a woman 20 versus the one who's 40, the one who's 60? You know, things like that. Thoughts, darling.
I think
Why you tap
today
every time
let's
you say
focus
60, I
on
think
40
we're
as
gonna
our
like
cutoff. Manuela,
We go with the 40.
I think
Today let's have a cutoff point.
Because she thought she'd arrived. When she said 40, she said I'm 45.
Today the cutoff is 40.
Yeah. Hi. So, I feel like doctor needs to really encourage people. Kubanga, I've been thinking about us still dealing with 45. Now you're saying 60. And I'm thinking, what would it look like? Well, you've given me all the options that I could freeze my eggs and then focus on my career. I mean, get to the extreme of I have done well. Now it's time to have children. But you see, we're forgetting the dynamic of there's the man in the picture, right? So what happens? You mentioned that then you get the sperm and, right? What if also now we're struggling with the sperm? Now, you see how my years are going. I'm like hit 60. And we're like, doctor, do we also find another man? Then by the time we have a child, we're like, what did we create? Elaborate. I'm not sure what's going on. Just help me encourage people who are like me. Because also there's the dynamic of I don't find the man, right? I don't find the man. If it was the man finding the woman, it's kawa. I don't find the man. So I'm here waiting, and now you've just created another wrinkle in my brain of I'm counting
25,000 eggs, 300,000 eggs left. Now you can go and get a blood test. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you can do a blood. So, Olivia, the thing is like this. So, eventually, when that man comes along, maybe comes along, you're 39
You also
40.
better be in Uganda, but okay, let's
So, eventually, when that man comes along, when you try to conceive at 40, there are a few things we encourage you to do. If it is a young couple trying to conceive, they're in their 25s, usually we say, when they try for 3 months and it hasn't worked, when they come to hospital, we say, nah, it's okay, give it time.
Mine is 1 week.
Give it time. But when you're at 40, there's nothing like give it time. Okay? There's nothing like give it these months and then check your man to see if he has sperm. There's nothing like give it, try for 3 months, then check to see if your tubes are okay. Now, once your thought has come in and you say you're ready, the boosting is done. Before you struggle and then come for the boosting. If there are fibroids in there that need to be dealt with, because if you reach 40 and you've not carried a pregnancy, there is a risk that fibroids come in. So if they need to be dealt with, let them be dealt with. Okay? If Mr. sperm count is low for natural conception, let him be boosted. So the thing is, have your checkup and plan. Don't wait to be frustrated. I've tried for 6 months, it's not happening. And then you come in for the tests. That you don't have that luxury at 40 years.
So Manuela, have you had?
Manuela asked
No, I asked her.
Manuela asked a very Manuela asked a very
friends.
pertinent question about the changes
Yes,
for the different age groups. And I remember one I think that goes across is when I was pregnant. I don't even know. For some reason, when you're pregnant, everything on social media knows. So your timeline is full of different things. But I remember watching a video saying your brain matter changes. The brain changes during pregnancy. And I was like, oh my God. Does this make you older? Is it better? Is it changing for worse? But so many things will change. Pregnancy, brain, and and
I don't know.
For a few years after that, the brain has changed. So for those who have had 6 children, anyway. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So for me, that's the one that when we talked about that came straight to my mind.
And then when you're older, there's already that memory.
Yes.
Like you're already older, so they're like, oh, you're older, you're starting to forget. Now you're pregnant. I mean, no
But
memory
also,
card.
yeah, but also seriously, it's harder.
It's harder.
Yeah.
It is harder.
The truth is actually all these pregnancy signs you see, pain, forgetfulness, and everything, conceiving at older age, the truth is the pregnancy signs tend to be a little bit exaggerated.
Yes.
A little bit exaggerated, especially if you're carrying your first pregnancy at an old age. Okay? Barbara, I think you were a little bit lucky here. You had carried previously.
I had, but
Also
there was a
that
gap
helps.
of 12. So I remember my 12 years. So I remember my doctor saying that, Barbara, it's like your body is doing it for the very first
Afresh.
time because there's been 12 years in between. Yeah.
So if the interpregnancy interval is so long, still it will treat you like your first pregnancy.
Yeah.
So at that age of 40, everything is exaggerated.
I think your body, the bones are not as strong. Your body is, guys.
But I think also, while yes, that's true, I also feel like there is an opportunity for that to be different. Yeah, I feel that if you were doing the things right, for example, you are eating right, you're drinking. Yes, your body is already losing
Calcium.
and all those, and you're taking all your supplements because you see you're fully aware. Yeah, you're fully aware. Okay, supplements. If just think about it. If you want phosphorus, you're not going to eat all the cabbages
in the world
to get the amount that you truly need. So you might need some supplements. So. So if you know, like you know that you want to give birth, you want to continue to have babiys after 40,
take care
or
of
you realize that the way things are going,
40 is
coming before the babies are coming, or even that I had my first and I've taken a time and I still might want some, because I'm speaking to some people, I don't know if they are.
Why are your hands going like this?
No, just I'm not pointing.
No, she's using her hands.
Is she though?
If you think that you're coming
also do
to
it
40,
to the camera.
see you are coming to 40,
And then
there's actually an opportunity for you to give birth later.
Wow.
Yeah? You decide as you.
I really think that your hands need to just go the other side. I'm starting to feel like I might conceive on the show.
You decide as you and say, I'm going to do better with my body. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to drink right.
Exercise.
I'm going to exercise. I'm going to, what is the required body fat percentage, and you do, and you don't go through these things of weight loss. I've gone on this diet. You actually nourish. You eat to nourish your body to prepare yourself for that time. So I think for me that's where
it comes in.
Yeah, it comes.
But shouldn't we
first.
do it whether or not we're going to conceive?
That's
I
what
think
I was going to ask.
for healthy living,
You
for
see.
long life, for good life. So just in case you are like me, who had no idea it would ever happen, it finds the body healthy. Yes.
I think it's that thing that the same way you can't go right now to just check if your organs are okay. You wait for symptoms and you're like, I feel some way. And yet, based on what we're hearing now, I think it's okay for you, Manuela, right now. Like, you don't have to want the baby.
To go for the blood test.
And do the blood.
Check your 5 remaining eggs.
Mr.
Mulondo lives
Do you understand?
I'm not worried.
You might come and say that the spirit said that we might have to do this thing again.
Yeah.
So then it's not the time to start running around, because I feel like that raises a whole different level of pressure.
Yeah.
First on yourself before even society brings it up. You have your own self-imposed pressure, like, okay, now children, what? And yet if you did it, you're comfortable that if it happens to come up, this is where I stand. A, B, C, D needs to be done, which is where I agree with Barbara. Even
and even if it doesn't
know, even though she didn't practice what she did.
No, I
think
did.
now she knows better.
I did.
I think now you did count.
She did had a check.
Did, where was I? I was in India.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you started assuring people that you see me here, I cannot have a child.
I basically live on supplements. Manuela knows.
Every time I go, I have to have a space in my suitcase.
Where are you? Help me check in the pharmacy. There's this women's supplement.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's basically. I exercise. I drink a lot of water. I rest. Yeah.
Probably that's actually why you got the baby, because
Don't turn a good thing.
Okay, I have my last and final question.
Yeah.
Guys. We've had the dreary, hard, risky side of things.
yeah.
What is a good side of having children after 40?
I'm really not chasing career.
Yeah.
I feel like having a child and working at the same time is something.
Yeah.
But at 40, it's me and my children.
Yeah.
I get to see them crawl. I get to see them walk. I get to do life with them fully without being interrupted. Yeah, because I feel when you're younger, it's work. Oops, the baby. Then now I have to run, baby, milk has cut short, what? But if I'm there, it is, we're doing life together with my children. Yeah, so even if Dr. Joseph decided that they're going to be 3, I am there with them. I'm seeing the journey. And you know, there's also the nanny dynamic that's a bit tricky lately. So I know that I will be there with my children. I will raise them. I mean, we will just be okay, and I'll see them grow, and I can even write a book about raising my children.
Yeah.
Now I might not really, without talking about work 60% of the time.
No, it's true. When you do have a child when you're younger, you don't have money. Okay,
You're over multitasking.
You don't have enough money. You're still navigating marriage.
Yeah.
You're still navigating your
Yourself.
career.
Even yourself, the things you want to
You're
do.
still
About
navigating.
yourself.
Exactly, you're navigating who you are, and then you add a child. It's such an unstable environment. And I had never seen it until I had some friends, and I'm not pointing any fingers, who had children after 40. Now,
So the fingers went that side, it's fine.
now,
Yeah.
this friend, the other day, we had work to do. And this friend of mine, without pointing fingers, for the life of us, she wasn't coming.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Mukwan, aren't you coming? She's like, Mukwan. The problem is not money. My boss is still sleeping. We said, Barbara, she's like, no, my boss is still sleeping. Because the problem is not money. The problem is not work. The problem is not a boss. The problem is nothing. She's like, this is. I even asked, are you going to get a nanny? She's like, for what?
Right?
Exactly. I'm available.
Exactly.
Because she has already, there are certain things that are already established. The job is established. The funds are established because you've planned.
Building her career.
She's not building her career. There's a certain place of progress, and she's not the only one. There's some others. Greetings to each of you. I'll send you this video, and I'll show you that you were the one. You were the one. I called them. I called them 8 o'clock. I'm like, I'm sleeping. I was breastfeeding. Another baby is 8 months.
But have you imagined a girls hangout?
You are still breastfeeding at 8 p.m.
Imagine a girls hangout after 40. You're going to come and sit at the table. We have tea and have conversation. Not like in a bar somewhere with lights. You can't have that at that time. It's not the time. But you see, when you're 25, most of them are in that life. Now imagine you've left the baby with the nanny. The nanny probably doesn't also know what to do with the baby. You're out in the bar with friends. It's all over the place.
Your phone is buzzing.
Right? The boobs. You're checking the camera. For those with the camera feeds, you're like, the baby sleeping, awake. Too much pressure. And yet at 40, it is, ladies, just come to my house. Let's have a meal.
Let's be calm.
Yeah, and you'll be okay.
And you're okay to become cool.
And it's okay.
Yes,
Yes, and
there's-
it's okay.
there's really
So
no pressure.
that's what I love about it.
For me, I think the biggest benefit is that the child finds a mature mother.
Yeah.
Experience.
You're calmer. You know more about yourself.
Yeah.
You are at peace with yourself and quite a number of things happening around you. So there's no fussy baby and fussy mother.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So there's a fussy baby, but a calm mother.
mom.
Able to hold the baby and say, it's going to be
It's
okay.
okay.
Calm down. Shh. As opposed to a 25-year-old, she's fussy, she's crying, the baby is crying.
And then when he's 16. Oh,
Then the
wow.
husband is also young, is asking, now what do we do? They are running around the house, holding the baby, walking, taking the baby to the car for a ride. But now the mother is in one place, she's able to
she's
say,
grounded.
she's able to pick up the baby and just whisper and say, it's okay. Yes. So I think for me, that's really one of the best benefits that I have found now, that my son has found a very calm and composed mother who is aware of so many things around her and herself and is happy with herself.
Yeah.
So I think he's enjoyed it. Amongst all of them, he's enjoyed it most.
Yeah.
But you have options. We shall not skip the option thing. In your 40s, you have options.
You have
It's true.
But that's
You-
that child is not even an experiment. Your first child is a real experiment.
Thank you.
Do we try? Do we give him yam? Give him yam. Maybe it's working.
Yeah.
But after 40, you know everything.
You're not looking through diapers and
Yeah.
your choice of diaper is the price.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking for comfort,
Yeah.
dry,
What's going to work?
cotton, and that applies across all the things that you're
That is
doing
so
for the
true.
And
child.
you're not there like, if I take this diaper, it means that we can't have.
No.
Cerelac. Or like,
It's either milk or the diaper.
Yeah, take a picture.
No. Yeah, so I think age gives you options and good options
Wow.
at that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think the stability that comes
Yes.
with the age,
Absolutely.
it really helps you call it a planned baby.
Thank you.
Yes.
What's his name?
Yeah. But still we look at the young generation.
Yeah.
Personally, I still emphasize choice. If you feel everything is set for you
We are ready.
at 23, 25, 28, everything is in place. Have your children. I've seen people who have had children early, 25, they already maybe have like 3 children or 4. They've even had the thought of that we've stopped having children. They've even done tubal ligation. But they come back in their 45s, things have changed, the financial status has improved. These children they had much earlier on
All the
have grown,
In
they
an
have left
emptiness.
the home. The home is lonely. And now they want a child.
I don't know, but all right.
So they feel they need someone to take care of
Yeah.
because they have so much.
Yeah. They can't imagine having all this good life
And then-
the people who
They don't even need it. They don't even need it.
But you know, it's
I will gather the
it's-
nieces.
It's so I've never seen having a child older in that angle, and it's almost painful. Where you think to yourself that when I had my child at 25, I barely gave them the best milk.
Yeah.
I barely gave them
Oh,
my
yeah.
time. I barely gave them the best
life.
life. Why? Because I was working. Now the results of the working have given me the ability to give them the best milk,
Yeah.
the best diapers, the best home. Where is the child? Nowhere.
Like married.
Yeah, married,
wow.
and that's the mix that you're in. So I'd never seen it like that. I've always seen it as, oh, the home is lonely and everything. But maybe not. Maybe it's just that regret and that guilt. Because now you're managing director over I don't know where. Whether you come to office or not, nobody's asking you questions.
Right.
You understand?
You can work from home.
Exactly, So I'd never seen it like that. But now that I see it, I feel that there's when you have a child after 40, it's guilt-free.
Yeah,
It's
it's
almost
true.
like a present
It
to
is.
you. Yes.
You would For me, I really feel, so many times I feel like God is rewarding me for something.
Yeah. It feels like a present for your hard work, because these are things that you wanted to have for your child. Because think about it, you're working so hard.
When you're
for
younger,
that
it's like a
child.
chore.
You understand?
Yeah.
But when you're younger, it's such a chore.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
I think there's a time we did a show about it. It's a oh gosh, what's the word? Like, you shouldn't have had it's a roadblock to your future. It's
Yes, life after children.
yeah, but now you are in the evening years. You're happy. You've
chasing
understood
anything.
yourself. You're not chasing anything.
You can do life alongside raising a child.
Raising a child, yeah. So I feel that's one of the things. It just gives you an opportunity to, after 40, to love someone so deeply because there is no pressure outside of that experience.
Yeah.
And of course, it means that you've worked hard. Because if
You've prepared. Let's not assume.
Because if you're 40,
Yeah, actually, the assumption is that as you grow, the money increases. It's really not obvious.
You have made the right
really have
decisions.
to put in
as
the
well.
work.
Yeah.
You have to have had, because it is bad if you're having a child after 40, but also you're having a hard life.
Hustle.
And you're
Or you're having to work like you're 25.
5 years.
Oh, that's
But
hard.
the
That's tough.
joy of really having a child above 40, you look at these mothers and they're having their first child at 40. The joy it's unexplainable.
Yeah.
I'll give this example. I had a mother, she was 48 years. We conceived twins. That was her first pregnancy at 48.
Wow.
Unfortunately, because like we've said, biology, she got high blood pressure, preeclampsia. We lost the pregnancy at around 24 weeks. That's about 6 months.
That's a long
Just a few weeks.
She was definitely sad, devastated, but up to now she tells me that the joy of me carrying that pregnancy. We are still on another journey now. We've started another journey to get her pregnant again. We became friends at the end of it. But recently when she came to tell me, she told me, "Doctor, I know you're sad, we lost the babies, but the feeling I got when I was carrying these babies, can you imagine? I've never had that feeling before." So that's how fulfilling it is to have your child at your planned time, and these children at 40. Really, the emotional attachment comes. I don't know, Barbara, how you feel about yourself.
Why I let Manuela speak anyway? No. She has a record of exaggeration, but no, it is special. I have other older children. Totally in love with them. It was a good feeling. It was so nice to be a mother. But this is different. This is absolutely different. The attachment is different. Maybe because even the emotional space that I'm in is much better. But many times I'm just looking at him and I feel like chocolate in the sun. You know, I just melt. But yeah, it's such a good feeling. Yeah.
To make some of us get pregnant. Now is that
chocolate in the sun.
Yes. And I found myself reading, I think it's Psalms 127 that says, sons are a heritage from the Lord and children are a reward. When I read it now, it's with deeper meaning. I really understand that, yes, this is a reward from the Lord.
I think for me, one of my biggest hopes, because I feel like in the days of old, especially the older days, in those days, the things that worry the 25-year-olds now didn't worry them then. And so when they had children then, they were like how we are now at 40. They're at peace, they're okay, they're at home.
The pressure is less.
The pressure is less, someone is taking care of them. And I pray we reach a place in our lives where when you decide to bring someone into this world, you're ready. You're prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Spiritually. Just the other day we were doing Travails of a Mother, and we're praying for our children. Not just the ones we were hoping for or the ones that we had, but we're praying up to their future, like generations to come. Because once you decide that you're going to be a mother, there's a certain office. It's not a usual. Yes, it's not a usual. You're not just going to consider yourself as a girl who's just happy and just pregnant, and I've got married, and it's a time, and he's cool, he looks nice. No, that's not how you decide now to have a child. Because you have to think through your lineage, your line. You're bringing kings into the world. You're bringing presidents into. You're bringing ministers. You're bringing priests. You're bringing people, and their destiny is in your hands. It's not a decision that you take lightly. It's a huge responsibility. And so for me, my hope and prayer is that at whatever time we have the babies, 25 through to 60, whatever the time, I think one thing holds true. It's a gift, it's a huge responsibility, and we need to take it as such. Let us know in the comment section, when did you have your babies? What do you think about that time when you had your babies? Would you have rather had your child at another time? But also, let us know any stories you've had about people who've had children after 40. Maybe somebody will learn from your comment. Until next time, we can't wait to see you. Remember to comment, to like, to subscribe, but also to share this video, especially with a lady that might be considering having their child after 40. Can't wait to see you next week. Thank you so much for coming, and kisses to all those who come and comment first. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.